everyone. Good evening, everyone. Can we please have your attention? We're not used to having so many people here. We love it. We love it. So good evening again. This is an open public meeting of the Neptune Township Board of Education. In accordance with Chapter 231, Public Law of 1975, adequate advance written notice of the meeting was made by posting the schedule of meetings in the main floor lobby of the Board of Education Administrative Offices and by delivery to the Asbury Park Press, the Coaster, and the Neptune Township Municipal Clerk. Advance electronic notice has been made on the district's website, consistent with bylaw 0164.6. In order to abide by the Open Public Meetings Act, Board of Education members may use their digital devices to follow the agenda, report out from meetings, and to view agenda background materials, but not to communicate with each other or anyone outside of the meeting. Fire exits are located in the direction indicated. In case of fire, you will be signaled by bell and/or public address system. If so alerted, please move in a calm, orderly fashion to the nearest exit. Postings have been placed on the bulletin board for everyone's use. Please do not remove these postings. You may obtain free copies of the documents from the district website or purchase copies by writing the Board of Education office. During the public session of this meeting, parties having comment are requested to address the president. The public is advised that in accordance with bylaw 0168, an unofficial audio recording of this meeting is being made. Pursuant to state statute NJSA 26:3D17 and Neptune Township Board of Education Policy Regulation 7434, no smoking is permitted on Board of Education property. As a reminder, Neptune Township School District is a community for all learners where we value opportunity, diversity, and accountability. Ms. Della Sala, roll call, please.
Dr. Berry?
Here.
Ms. Harris? Here. Ms. Hoffman? Here. Mr. Hubbard?
Here.
Ms. Jones?
Here.
Ms. Morgan?
Here.
Ms. Here. Here. Ms. Johnson?
Here.
Ms. Quinn? Here. Ms. Lashley? Here. Ms. Jackson?
Here.
Madam President.
Thank you, Ms. Della Sala. While today is a joyous occasion, it's also a solemn one. We are going to, at this moment of silence, we are going to ask that we recognize the family of one of our own, Mr. Deshaun Francis. Please join me in a moment of silence. Thank you. Please rise for salute to the flag.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So good evening again to everyone. We will move into our student government remarks by Ms. Milani Terry.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
For our athletes of the month, we have Yair Sanchez for lacrosse and Adriana Siciliano for flag football. For our writer of the month, we have Leah Kem. For our students of the month, freshman Nathan Ramos, sophomore Angelique Salmorin Jose, junior Jalen Talavarez, senior Alexa Suniga Ross. Sports update, the Powder Puff game took place earlier tonight. The juniors took on the seniors and they won the game in the last 5 seconds. Yesterday was senior night for the flag football team and they will now be off to the playoffs at Pilots next week, starting June 5th at Pilots Regional. All spring sports have come to their completion besides track and flag football, and many students in track did well at the short conference. In other news, 25 art students had their work on display for the month of May at the Guild of Creative Arts in Shrewsbury. The high school theater program received 7 nominations for the Count Basie Awards and 3 honorable mentions for the Fall Play and Spring Musical. The winners were announced on May 22nd. Neptune won Outstanding All-Student Orchestra, Neptune High School, Les Miserables, and Outstanding Lighting Design of a Musical, Justin Odin, Neptune High School, Les Miserables. The following students were honored and received certificates for their individual performing arts contributions: Isabella Torino, Drama Club President; Emmanuel Jean-Pierre, Stage Management, and Caitlin Corpus, Soundboard Operations. Student council elections were held yesterday for president. The other positions were unopposed. The vice president is Eva Sims, secretary is Olivia Nicosius, and communications is Kaylee McLennan. President will be announced tomorrow. Carl Christie and Caitlin Hankins were named Shore Conference Sportsmanship Award winners. At the AJASC Spring Convention today, the Student Council earned the Community Smile Award for community service. Hours for this award were contributed by the Student Council, National Honor Society, and the ROTC. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Terry. So I will note that our girls flag football team is in their inaugural season and they're already heading to the playoffs. So that's what we do here at Neptune. Okay, so now we are moving into our showcase. And instead of having students, we are tonight recognizing our educators. So this is one of our favorite times of the year because we get to salute those who have a great impact on our students and to give them a small thank you. So at this time, we will move into our awards recognitions. We will go by schools, and we would ask that the board members please come up and take a photo with your school when your staff member is recognized.
Start with Mabel.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Kathleen Thompson. I am the principal at Gables Elementary. I have the pleasure of introducing Gables Teacher of the Year, Ms. Maureen Perry, and Staff Support of the Year, Daphne Alverno. So I have known Ms. Perry for quite a while now. We had begun working together when I was the preschool supervisor. And now, as Ms. Perry finishes her career, I have had the honor and privilege of being her principal for the past 2 years. She had started her career in kindergarten, is finishing up in kindergarten, 25 years at the Gables Elementary School. They have been very fortunate to have Ms. Perry as a wonderful kindergarten teacher. She gives them such love, support, gets them started up in their educational journey, has a very firm hand on everything, but yet gives them the love that they need. And they know it's business when it's business, but it's lots of fun in this Paris class. So again, it is an honor and a pleasure to introduce Ms. Maureen Perry, Gables Teacher of the Year.
Presented in recognition of selection by the Neptune Township School District faculty and staff as an outstanding role model in the teaching profession and for untiring effort to instill in students the desire to learn and achieve. Thank you so much.
Good evening, Board of Education, Central Office staff, families, all the teachers. Thank you so much for coming out to this great event. I have the great honor of recognizing two individuals that keep Green Grove moving on a daily basis. Our Teacher of the Year, Michelle Belisi, as well as our Support Staff of the Year, Mr. Trevor Dorina. A few minutes ago, I was thinking about how long I've known Ms. Belisi, and I hired her probably about 15 years ago. So over that time, I've seen her grow. She was with me at ECC and then she came over to Green Grove, and in that time, she's risen to the occasion in so many different ways. She was a preschool teacher, and now she's a kindergarten teacher, and she rocks it every single day with the staff in her classroom, her kids who are wild and crazy and keep us laughing on a daily basis, and it's a privilege to have you every day at Green Grove. To Mr. Trevor Doremus, who we've known for a couple years, he's our head custodian, and he's loved. Everybody at Green Grove adores Mr. Doremus. They see him coming down the hallway, and they're like, "Hey, Mr. Trevor, hey, Mr. Trevor," and that's the teachers. And then the kids are like, they all look up to him. They look up and they see how hard he works on a daily basis, keeping our school moving, keeping our school smelling good and shining, and he puts pride in his work every single day, and it is an honor to work with him and Ms. Felici every single day. Congratulations so much. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, good evening, esteemed Board of Ed members, Dr. Crater, community members, and dedicated staff. I'm honored, first of all, I'm reading off the script right now, so I stay succinct, and I don't ramble on, because I tend to do that as well. So, I'm honored to present Midtown's Teacher of the Year, Miss Sharon Bell. As a third grade teacher at Midtown, Sharon embodies dedication and excellence in education. Sharon's commitment to personalized learning and expertise in teaching multilingual learners is truly commendable. In her classroom, she creates an inclusive environment where every student receives tailored instruction to reach their full potential. Beyond the teaching duties, Sharon leads our yearly Hispanic Heritage Month program, celebrating diversity and fostering inclusivity within our school community. She was also a mentor this year to a first-year teacher. Okay, great. And while doing that, she's passing on her knowledge to shape the future of education. So greatly appreciated continuing that trend. Sharon's passion, dedication, and ability to create a supportive and empowering learning environment make her a valuable asset to our school community. Her colleagues have deservingly observed and acknowledged her skills as a teaching role model and passionate educator. Please join me in congratulating Sharon Bell on her nomination. I just saw popping again. Yes, I'm absolutely thrilled to nominate the one and only Margaret Meg Porter. Meg, our culinary wizard and health ninja, is truly a force to be reckoned with, even with the food on. While technically part of Chartwell's team, Meg seamlessly integrates into our Midtown family, bringing a dash of spice and a heaping serving of dedication to the table. Not just in the kitchen, and not just a kitchen maestro, Meg is also our resident germ-fighting superhero, keeping our eating spaces squeaky clean and germ-free. I should know every time I go in there to get something, she just put a glove on. She's a master of multitasking, effortlessly juggling the demands of nutrition services, cleanliness crusades, and event support. For example, our Hispanic Heritage Month programs and our Black History Month potluck dinners. So thank you. And let's not forget Meg's secret weapon, her culinary prowess. The delicious meals and desserts, and all our staff know all about that. She conjures up for not only a feast for our taste buds, but a celebration of community and connection around the dining table. So let's raise a virtual toast with a side of veggies, of course, to make for our culinary queen and
One, two, three. Again, 1, 2, 3.
Good evening, everybody. I have the honor of recognizing the Shark River Hills Support Staff Member of the Year, which is Mrs. Garofalo. Come on up, Ms. Garofalo. And Teacher of the Year, Ms. Harper. So, being a paraprofessional in a preschool classroom is a lot of work, and it takes a lot of heart. And Ms. Garofalo has poured herself into that for very, very many years. She's done an awesome job. It's really just been patient with our kids and very loving. And so we really appreciated having her around. She did retire this year. We are a little sad about that. But she retired so she could be at home babysitting her own grandchildren. Right? So she went basically from your kids to her own kids, her grandkids. But we do miss you, Ms. Garofalo. You've done an awesome job. So thank you. Let's have her on. And Ms. Harper is our media specialist, our librarian, and she does so much to encourage reading. I had to write everything down because I couldn't keep track of all the things she volunteered for. And this is just this year, okay? So to support reading, she has worked with our PTA to run a readathon. She organizes it all with them and keeps track of all the hours that the students have read and does all the prizes and everything. She does our summer and winter reading challenges. She organizes Read Across America activities. She organized our masked reader competition. She organizes the Tournament of Books, which is like a March Madness style competition where the kids vote for their favorite books. She stocks and buys the books for our book vending machine, which the kids love. They get little prizes throughout the year, and they can use tokens to buy books. She runs a free library, a little free library outside of the school. And she also set up our Thursday, which is she organizes therapy dogs to come to our school every Thursday. We call it Thursday. And the therapy dogs sit in the classroom, and the kids will sit on the rugs and read to the dog. It's a great opportunity for the kids who are maybe a little intimidated by reading out loud. They'll sit and read to the dog. This is fun. And then on top of all that, she has also volunteered to do the STEM club this year after school. So she worked that after school. She does our spelling bee every year. And this year she also noticed that one of our Spanish-speaking students in 4th grade really had a talent that we wanted to take advantage of. So she asked him if he would read and do like a Spanish story time with our preschool classes, because we have a few classes where we have students that are English language learners. So that was really awesome. So thank you for doing that. And then she also, this last one, she also designed and co-teaches our project-based learning activities for our advanced students. So the school would not be the same without Ms. Harper doing awesome job. Thank you very
Good evening, Madam President, Board of Education members, Dr. Prater, Central Office Administration, parents, teachers, and of course, our Neptune family. Tonight, we gather here to celebrate some extraordinary individuals whose commitment to education have truly left a mark in our hearts and in our minds. These individuals represent a few of Neptune's gems. They are more than just educators. They are a beacon of inspiration. They are role models, and they are nurturers to our children who continue day in and day out to move our children forward with our families for a brighter future. I wish congratulations to every Neptune honoree. You clap it up. And tonight, I am extremely honored and proud to recognize two of our phenomenal Summerfield staff members. As a Summerfield Support Staff of the Year, this kindergarten power professional is truly an individual who has unwavering commitment to our students. She engages in all school and community activities and events. She goes above and beyond through sickness and through everything, day in and day out, with the strongest love for all of our students. I could say so much more, but it encompasses all of that to the characteristic of this fantastic dynamic lady. Please recognize Mrs. Kari Ewert as our Summerfield Support Staff of the Year. Also, as our Summerfield Teacher of the Year, this honoree is truly an invaluable professional of our school team, particularly in the field of reading instruction. Through this person's dedication, she has fostered a love of reading in our students. And time after time, she has made a positive impact on our school's student growth. She is, one, a teacher leader. She has a strong commitment to rallying and engaging and uplifting our school community. And without hesitation, this lady gives of herself each and every day to our Summerfield students. Please join me as we celebrate our Teacher of the Year, Mrs. Amanda Boston.
Good evening, everybody. I stand up here as the proud principal of Neptune High School. I've only been in the principal for 2 months now about, and coming out here and having to recognize staff from the building I haven't been in 12 years was gonna possibly be difficult, but I've actually had the honor tonight because our teacher of the year was the first person that when Mr. Allen was here and said you need to replace yourself, and I had to hire somebody. This gentleman came in, really knocked off everybody's doors. Was a great addition to the high school. He volunteers so much of his time inside this building, outside in the community. The tridents on the wall are hand painted by this gentleman here. He travels the world with our students, providing them with opportunities through the World Travelers Club. And not only that, is excellent in the classroom. He was the Vietnam Veterans New Jersey State Teacher of the Year last year, I believe. Okay, and this year he is our Teacher of the Year, Mr. Edward Barcelona. And then the other person, it's really an honor because a lot of times as teachers, you go through your careers, you don't know where some people end up. But our support staff of the year, this quiet girl who used to sit in my US 1 class and US 2, never said a word. All right, she just corrected me on her name today because I told her back as a sophomore, you don't correct your name now and call it after the rest of your life. But she learned. But she is a great, valuable asset to our building. Will always do anything that we ask of her, helps the kids down in the guidance department, always there to just lend a helping hand to everybody. And she is truly a valuable piece of our team at the high school, Ms. Kirsten Seidel.
And while we try to organize a photo, I'm going to do a promotion that if you don't already have a Trident, please purchase one. They are $20.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Dr. Poku, the principal at FT Middle School. So I have the distinct honor and pleasure to share with you our Teacher of the Year, who is Mrs. Rachel Clark. I would like her to stand up here as I share words that actually came directly from her colleagues. So the words I'm going to share with you came from a form that I have the staff fill out, and they give us reasons why they think someone should be the Teacher of the Year. So this came from the people you work with every day who really enjoy working with you and who are part of your family, your school family, and probably a part of your real family as well, almost. So Ms. Clark is an outstanding teacher and a leader on our 7th grade language arts team. She goes out of her way to plan engaging activities for her students, such as a poetry cafe, where students can share their creative writing, which just happened recently, or a mock trial where students decide if Typhoid Mary is guilty of murder. Rachel is a master at her craft. Her co-workers repeatedly go to her for support and guidance. And she also gives guidance as well, sometimes to me.
She is involved in many after-school activities, including the National Junior Honor Society. Rachel has worked hard to create a positive school culture and climate by creating and helping to run the Sunshine Club. And we have great things today. We had our Wednesday coffee clutch. We had an awesome Taco Tuesday not too long ago. So we always have great things like that coming from Rachel. She is a wonderful educator who works hard to create a positive learning environment for our students. Additionally, she works closely with all school administrators to ensure collaboration occurs at each level. On top of all of this, she is fun to be around, has a fabulous sense of humor, and is a wonderful person. So for all of these reasons, Rachel Clark is clearly a perfect candidate for the 2024. And our educational support person of the year, unfortunately, is no longer with us. He passed away about 11 days ago. And I'm going to read this in honor of him and in memory of him. He's an amazing person. He made an amazing impact on the students at Neptune Middle School. Winning this award after just 1 year of working in the building really speaks to who Deshaun Francis was as a person. Deshaun came into Neptune, and again, these words are from his colleagues as well. Deshaun came into Neptune and was 100% right from the get-go. He is a worker, a rule follower, a mentor, and a leader for our children. When he speaks, the students listen. He has developed such an amazing relationship with the students, and they truly respected him. He was one of the best additions our team could have ever received. Deshaun deserves this award because he takes his job seriously and truly tries to connect and help every child. Mr. Francis is more than a security guard. He is a community ambassador, and we laugh about that line every time. We mention it in the office a lot. He relates to the students in so many ways, and they have a deep respect for him. He makes sure that we are safe at all times. Additionally, Mr. Francis has demonstrated exceptional problem-solving skills. He makes the students know that they can count on him, but also that he is holding them responsible to where they should be when they should be there. So this is read in honor of Mr. Francis. And I wasn't going to do this, but I think his family would really appreciate the picture. I spoke to his mother today. I'm going to ask any members of the Neptune Middle School family who would like to come up and take a picture with this award for Mr. Francis. The family would really love that. Thank you.
Please join me in congratulating all of our educators again. We will continue with our agenda. Ms. Harris, can you move our minutes, please? Hold on, we'll take a break to allow those who would like to answer the text. All right, Ms. Harris, can you move our minutes, please?
Madam President, it is resolved that the Board of Education minutes of the special meeting on April 16th, 2024, work session of April 2nd, 2024, and regular meeting of April 24th, 2024.
It's been moved by Ms. Harris, seconded by Ms. Puryear. Board members, any questions? Ms. De La Salle, roll call, please.
Dr. Perry?
Aye.
Ms. Harris? Aye. Ms. Hoffman?
Aye.
Mr. Hubbard?
Aye.
Ms. Jones? Aye. Ms. Morgan? Aye. Ms. Perdier? Ms. Thompson? Aye. Ms. Flame? Abstain. Ms. Lashley? Ms. Jackson?
Aye.
Madam President?
Thank you. Dr. Prater, superintendent's report, please.
Thank you, Madam President. Just a couple of shout outs. Summerfield teacher Ms. Walker was nominated by a student for the Appleby Above and Beyond Teacher Award, for which she will receive a check for $500 for classroom supplies next year and an end of year party at Appleby. So we're very proud of that. I do want to reiterate what Milani mentioned in terms of our Cal Basie Awards. These awards are nothing to sneeze at. Our high school was nominated for 7 awards and 3 honorable mentions last month. And this month walked away with 2 awards for outstanding all-student orchestra across the county. This is amazing for Les Miserables, as well as outstanding lighting design of a musical. Again, Justin Oden, Neptune High School from Les Mis. Congratulations to Neptune High School. Inform the public and the staff that we are planning to receive $2.something million back from our state aid reduction. It is unclear, because the guidance is not as yet out, how we can use those funds. We do know these are a one-time injection of funds, and we will not be able to sustain them, so we'll have to be very careful. It is unclear. We can use them for staffing, we can use them for tax relief, what we can use them for, but we are staying tuned and we'll keep the public informed. And that is it, Madam President.
Thank you, Dr. Crater. We will move into our public forum. Oftentimes, it may appear to members of our audience that the Board of Education takes action with very little comment and in many cases by unanimous vote. Before a matter is placed on the agenda at a public meeting, administration has thoroughly reviewed the matter with the superintendent of schools. If the superintendent of schools is satisfied that the matter is ready to be presented to members of the board, it is then referred to the appropriate board committee. The members of the board committee work with administration and the superintendent to assure that members fully understand the matter. When the committee is satisfied with the matter, it is then presented to the Board of Education for discussion before any final action is taken. Only then is it placed on the agenda for action at a public meeting. All personnel motions are at the recommendation of the superintendent. All agenda postings are available for public review. In rare instances, matters are presented to the Board of Education for discussion at the same meeting that final action may be taken. Time will be allotted now for public comment. Each speaker will receive up to 3 minutes when recognized by the presiding officer. Individuals wishing to address the board shall be recognized by the presiding officer and shall give their names, addresses, and group, if any, that they represent. Although the board encourages public participation, it reserves the right through its presiding officer to terminate remarks to and/or by any individual not in keeping with the proper conduct of an efficient meeting. The board will not respond to questions during the public portion of this meeting involving the employment, appointment, termination of employment, negotiations, terms and conditions of employment, evaluations of the performance of, promotion, or disciplining of any specific prospective or current employee. The floor is now open for public comment. Please come forward if you'd like to speak.
Good evening, Jamal Hubbard. I was there 2 months ago, Governor, on behalf of advocating for the Young People Relink. I just want to know if the board had voted, what's the status of it, how can I check the status? Others are inquiring about it. I've inquired about it. The checklist that the superintendent had handed me last time I was here, I went over it, and Mr. O'Donnell literally checked every single box outside of the board. So, I don't know if you're allowed to tell me the status of it, if I voted, if it's been decided or anything. Is that possible?
Okay, I was waiting for you to finish your comment. Are you finished with your comment?
Yes.
Okay, so we thank you for coming back. We know that you were here 2 months ago. So the board has met a couple instances. What we are doing right now is we're researching opportunities where we can recognize not only Coach O'Donnell, but all of our legendary coaches. And once we make that decision, that will be made, the statement will be made publicly, and everyone will be invited to do whatever it is that the board votes to do. So at this time, no action has been taken thus far.
Statement being made public. When would that be? Time frame?
We are still researching. So we can't take a decision like this lightly. So we are researching all of our options. We're meeting with other districts to get suggestions, and we want to do something that is fair and equitable.
But you said in regards to other coaches as well, and I'm pretty sure there are many other coaches who are deserving of recognition or not. But I believe Coach O'Donnell is. If there are other coaches, but I'm sure there are. He's at the top of the list. I'm not sure how other coaches are involved with the petition that I presented to y'all through the community. It was about O'Donnell, not other coaches. So I was like, we keep that in mind. We can honor other coaches. I'm not objecting to that, but I just want to honor Coach O'Donnell.
Understood. Thank you. You can come up, young man, if you would like to speak. It's okay.
Yeah, no problem with that. Maybe you can start with his name.
Figures Pucci. He lives at 700 Ring Road Gordon Neptune, and he's representing the students of Green Grove School.
David, do you want to read it together? Do you want to read it together?
So, Colorado.
I know we're a scary bunch up here, I understand.
Maybe
Would
he
you
would
rather-
like, maybe he would like me to go to his classroom and he could speak to me in his classroom. Yes?
You want to just come up here and just have a conversation with us instead of in front of the microphone? You can do that if you want to.
Come on, Nick.
So Dr. Crater will come and come to your classroom. What classroom are you in? What's your class number at Greenville?
Next week on Monday.
That means you have to be at school. Dr. Crater's coming on Monday. Okay, thank you.
Hello, I'm Victoria Williams. I live at 706 Marshall Drive here in Neptune. And I'm a parent of a Green Grove preschooler. I know you can't speak specifically to certain staff situations, but as a parent, I will say I understand budgetary constraints cause us to have to cut back on staff. I guess I was just looking for a little bit of clarity as to how some of these staff decisions were made to cut certain staff for our specials. Green Grove is losing some amazing educators, and I know that my son is heartbroken to be losing. Some of the teachers are being shifted within districts, but there are some who are no longer going to be with us at all. And these are, I'm sorry, I'm emotional, I guess. So he's they've been the ones guiding him for the first 2 years of his education. And I guess I would just like some clarity as to how those decisions may have been made and why certain schools are going to be sharing specialist teachers while other elementary schools, it appears, are going to be getting their own specific dedicated staff.
I can help answer that question, and we can talk further if you're not satisfied with my answer. In these times of drastic budget cuts, we take a look at how many positions we have to cut. And we're limited by where we can cut without going into what's called a reduction in force. And what that means, teachers have tenure rights. So if they have been in a certain position for a certain number of years, they have tenure. And we cannot reduce them without a much more formalized process that has to do with seniority. It's a very great deal involved. And so when we're forced to cut, say, 25 positions, which is about what we were cutting this year, we use a combination of a couple strategies. We try not to replace, if the teacher resigns or retires mid-year, we try to live along with the substitute so that through attrition, we can then eliminate that position and lessen the impact of cuts on non-tenured staff. But that's where we're cutting, because those non-tenured teachers, let's face it, they have no tenure rights. And so they are the areas where we cut. So non-tenured teachers come first. So in order to keep class sizes as manageable as we can, we try to keep the cuts away from classroom teachers as best we can. In terms of RCAS, some of the larger schools next to some of the smaller schools need more, right? And so the smaller schools then have to share. And it all depends on the number of sections. So for example, if I have 2 teachers teaching 10 sections, or if I have 1 teacher teaching 10 sections, and then I only need that teacher for 5 sections, there are 5 more sections in another school where that teacher might be. You understand a little bit better than, and it's, none of them are easy.
No,
None of these
they're
cuts
they're
are
not.
easy. And some of them we say, oh, no, we don't want to do that, but we're forced to do that. When we're talking about a $4-point-something million cut and 25 million over the last 6 years. So those haven't been easy.
Right. Well, hopefully we can figure out a way to get the good teachers back into district.
Yeah, we have already
And
brought
solve
back
this.
3 that we cut for budget reasons because of resignations or retirements already at the end of the year. And things change over the summer as well. Unfortunately, many of those non-tenured teachers, as you mentioned, are
They
really
have to
good
find
and they got jobs. And we help them get jobs. We write letters for them, we make calls for them. So it is not the best situation. It's not an ideal situation. It's painful for all of us. But I appreciate your passion for them.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Greetings to the board and President. My name is Andrew. I consult for soccer clubs, a few different issues.
Can you lift your mic up a little bit?
Sorry. One is facilities, but as pertains to this, I've gotten the chance to study what a soccer academy is. I've gotten instructed to see what it is, what it does well. Basically, so it doesn't get any easier, right, Chris? All right. So the nature of an academy, it's a calisthenic routine. Basically, it's a they're trying to give you skills that they want you to learn. They want you to get better at this. You can be a part of their team and tell you to somebody else. Basically, what they really want to do as well is they want you to grow intellectually. And to me, there's no greater tool for learning than our game, like full stop. And basically, what I think a good academy is a good school. A good academy is a good school. And basically, what things you learn, well, I would say this is sports in general, but especially our sport, problem solving, emotional intelligence, team building. And basically, the soccer academy, what we have seen, well, first of all, there's a big hole in the youth development system in the United States. And academies cost $3,000 to $8,000 per student. That leaves communities like this drastically. And so what we're working on is free academies, free for kids. And we're a 501c. We don't want to even ask you guys, we're trying to fund it. We don't want to fund it through public, basically. But basically, so the features of our program, it's a 3-day program. We start with like calisthenic, aerobic routine, and then we go into. So you guys are probably thinking well, we already have soccer at our school. So what I'll tell you is the difference between focusing on who wins a game, this or that, than using this as a tool to educate people and facilitate growth. And I would say that's a big difference. So basically, we.
Sir, your 3 minutes is almost up.
Okay.
And a quick question: are you a vendor? Your 3 minutes is up. Are you a vendor?
I'm a vendor.
Okay, so we don't typically entertain.
I mean, I'm not really. I'm not looking to fundraise stuff here or anything like that. I spotted your district as one that could really benefit.
Okay, so what we'll do is we'll connect you with our business office. And if there's interest, then they'll communicate with you. If you want to come up after the meeting and give us your contact information, we'll go that route.
Okay, I'm actually.
Okay, do you want to give it to the superintendent before you?
Yeah, I actually dropped a letter with her.
Okay,
Okay, so it's in my inbox, thank you.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, all right, thank you very much.
Bye now.
Is there anyone else from the public who wishes to be heard at this time? Okay, seeing none, we close the public comment. Mr. Hubbard, can you move our superintendent's report, please?
Thank you, Madam President. Be it resolved, Board of Education approved item recommended by the superintendent under superintendent report as per document A, item 1, 2, 2. So move.
Second. It's been moved by Mr. Hubbard, seconded by Ms. Jones. Board members, any questions? Ms. Della Sala, roll call, please.
Dr. Berry? Ms. Harris? Aye. Ms. Hoffman?
Aye.
Mr. Hubbard?
Aye.
Ms. Jones? Aye. Ms. Morgan? Aye. Ms. Bernier? Aye. Ms. Thompson? Aye. Ms. Flynn? Abstain on 2. Ms. Lashley? Abstain on 2. Ms. Jackson?
Aye.
Madam President?
Thank you. We are going to forego our committee reports. Ms. Hoffman, can you provide finance items, please?
Thank you, Madam President. Be it resolved, the Board of Education approve items recommended by the superintendent under finance as per document B1, items 1 through 13. So moved.
Second. It's been moved by Ms. Hoffman, seconded by Ms. Jones. Board members, any questions? Ms. Della Sala, roll call, please.
Dr. Berry? Aye. Ms. Harris? Aye. Ms. Hoffman?
Aye.
Mr. Hubbard?
Aye.
Ms. Jones?
Aye.
Ms. Morgan? Aye. Ms. Bernier? Aye. Ms. Thompson? Aye. Ms. Flynn? Aye. Ms. Lashley? Aye. Ms. Jackson? Aye. Madam President?
Thank you. Ms. Jones, can you move our facilities items, please?
Thank you, Madam President. Be resolved that the Board of Education approve items recommended by the superintendent and the facilities as per document B2, items 1 through 7. So moved.
Second.
It's been moved by Ms. Jones, seconded by Mr. Hubbard. Board members, any questions? Ms. Della Sala, roll call, please.
Dr. Berry?
Aye.
Ms. Harris? Aye. Ms. Hoffman?
Aye.
Mr. Hubbard?
Aye.
Ms. Jones? Aye. Ms. Morgan? Aye. Ms. Bernier? Ms. Thompson? Aye. Ms. Flynn? Aye. Ms. Lashley? Aye. Ms. Jackson?
Aye.
Madam President?
Thank you. Mr. Hubbard, can you move our transportation items, please?
Thank you, Madam President. Be it resolved, the Board of Education approved item recommended by the superintendent under transportation as per document B3, item 1 through 11. So move.
It's been moved by Mr. Hubbard, seconded by Ms. Puryear. Board members, any questions? Ms. Della Sala, roll call, please.
Dr. Berry?
Aye.
Ms. Harris?
Aye.
Ms. Hoffman?
Aye.
Mr. Hubbard?
Aye.
Ms. Jones?
Aye.
Ms. Morgan? Aye. Ms. Bernier? Ms. Thompson? Aye. Ms. Flynn? Abstain. Ms. Lashley? Abstain. Ms. Jackson?
Aye.
Madam President?
Thank you. Ms. Flynn, can you move our education special projects items, please?
Thank you, Madam President. Be it resolved that the Board of Education approve items recommended by the superintendent under education, special projects, as per document C1, items 1 through 3. So moved. Second.
It's been moved by Ms. Flynn, seconded by Ms. Thompson. Board members, any questions? Ms. Della Sala, roll call, please.
Dr. Berry?
Aye.
Ms. Harris? Ms. Hoffman?
Aye.
Mr. Hubbard?
Aye.
Ms. Jones?
Aye.
Ms. Morgan? Aye. Ms. Bernier? Aye. Ms. Thompson? Aye. Ms. Flynn? Aye. Ms. Lashley? Aye. Ms. Jackson?
Aye.
Madam President?
Thank you. Ms. Puryear, can you move our special education items, please? It's been moved by Ms. Puryear, seconded by Ms. Harris. Board members, any questions? Ms. Della Sala, roll call, please.
Dr. Berry?
Aye.
Ms. Harris? Ms. Hoffman?
Aye.
Mr. Hubbard?
Aye.
Ms. Jones?
Aye.
Ms. Morgan? Aye. Ms. Bernier? Ms. Thompson? Aye. Ms. Flynn? Aye. Ms. Lashley? Aye. Ms. Jackson?
Aye.
Madam President?
Thank you. Ms. Lashley, can you move our student activities items, please?
Thank you.
It's been moved by Ms. Lashley, seconded by Mrs. Thompson. Board members, any questions? Ms. Della Sala, roll call, please.
Dr. Barry?
Aye.
Ms. Howard? Aye. Ms. Huffman?
Aye.
Mr. Hubbard?
Aye.
Ms. Jones?
Aye.
Ms. Morgan?
Aye.
Ms. Prettier? Ms. Thompson? Aye. Ms. Flynn?
Abstain.
Ms. Lashley? Ms. Jackson?
Aye.
Madam President?
Thank you. Mrs. Morgan, can you move our personnel items, please?
Thank you, Madam President. Be it resolved that the Board of Education approve items recommended by the superintendent under personnel as per document D1, items 1 through 92. So moved.
Second.
It's been moved by Mrs. Morgan, seconded by Ms. Jones. Board members, any questions?
Question. I was looking and it says that those layoffs or I see resignation, those layoffs or resignations?
So resignation.
They are resignations?
Any further questions? Ms. Della Sala, roll call, please.
Dr. Barry?
Aye.
Ms. Harris? Ms. Huffman?
Aye.
Mr. Hubbard?
Aye.
Ms. Jones? Aye. Ms. Morgan? Aye. Ms. Prettier? Ms. Thompson? Aye. Ms. Flynn?
I'm gonna go slow. Abstain 1 through 4. 6, 7, 10, 11, 13, 15, 13 through 23, 24, 37, 38, 41, 43, 45 through 48, 53, 54, 61, 62, 67, 79, 83, bingo.
Ms. Lashley? Abstain from 1 through 4, 6, 7, 10, 11, 13 through 15, 23, 24, 27, 28, 31, 33, 45, 48, 53, 54, 61, 62, 67, 79, 80.
Ms. Jackson? Aye.
Madam President?
Thank you. Dr. Berry, can you move our schedule of meetings, please?
Thank you, Madam President. So let me move to resolve that the Board of Education approve items recommended by the superintendent under schedule of meetings.
It's been moved by Dr. Berry, seconded by Ms. Puryear. Board members, any questions? Ms. Della Sala, roll call, please.
Dr. Barry?
Aye.
Ms. Harris? Ms. Hoffman?
Aye.
Mr. Hubbard?
Aye.
Ms. Jones? Aye. Ms. Morgan? Aye. Ms. Prettier? Ms. Thompson? Aye. Ms. Flynn? Aye. Ms. Lashley? Aye. Ms. Jackson?
Aye.
Madam President?
Thank you. Old business, board business. As a reminder, board members, there's no work session in June. It's only the regular meeting in June. Any new board business? All right, seeing none, I'll entertain a motion for adjournment. Is there a motion? Okay, moved by Mrs. Thompson, seconded by Ms. Puryear. Board members, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, thank you, everyone. Have a great evening.
Aye.